G'day, it's Jamie, and welcome to Tantanoola Tigers. Today, I'm reading an old newspaper report about a big cat or Thylacoleo sighting at Beaumaris, Melbourne, Victoria in 1952. So we'll get into it. This was published in the Maryborough Chronicle on Monday, the 11th of August, 1952, titled Beaumaris Lioness Wife in Melbourne, August 10th. 6 residents of Beaumaris, a Bayside Melbourne suburb, claim they saw a lioness potting about the district yesterday, but the mystery of the thing was still unsolved tonight. 2 women, Mrs. Betty Cleveland and Mrs. Agnes Maidham, are absolutely certain it was a lioness nearly 3 feet high. Although the winter quarters of Perry's Circus are only half a mile away from where the animal was seen, the proprietors insist that none of their 4 lionesses had been out of the cage. Mrs. Cleveland said today, "My friend, Mrs. Maidham, and I were washing dishes at 1:45 p.m. when I saw through the kitchen window a lioness come out of the thick scrub. It came to within 50 yards of the window and stopped at a waterhole. Then it padded about 100 yards up a slight rise, sat down and started washing its face with its paws, just like a cat. It was about 2 feet 6 high. It wasn't a dog because I know dogs. I breed them," she said. Then the lioness suddenly sprang up and bounded into the scrub. Mr. H. Thomas, another Beaumaris resident, said that it was too big for a cat and it was not a dog. "I just don't know what sort of animal it was," he said. Police cannot explain the mystery, and the residents are concerned because if it were a wild animal, it is still at large. The end. Well, that's pretty interesting. There's 6 people saw it, so no one's imagining this with 6 people. And 2 of the women that saw it out the kitchen window, Mrs. Betty Cleveland and Mrs. Agnes Maidham, they were doing the dishes, and they looked through the window and they saw a lioness come out of the thick scrub. It came within 50 yards of the window, so they would have got a good look at it. It stopped at a waterhole, and then it went up a slight rise. It sat down and started washing its face with its paws, just like a cat, which is really interesting. They said it was about 2 feet 6 inches high, and she said it wasn't a dog because she knows dogs, she breeds them. And then another resident, Mr. H. Thomas, said it was too big for a cat and it wasn't a dog, and he doesn't know what kind of animal it was. And then the really interesting part to me about this too is a circus called Perry's Circus, have half a mile away from where they've seen it, is where they keep all their animals caged for the winter. And they've got 4 lionesses there. And so wherever one of them got out of the cage and got back in without anyone saying anything, because if you had one escape, you wouldn't tell anyone, and if it got back in, you'd be so relieved. So I'd love to know whether they're seeing an actual lioness, like an African lioness, or are they seeing a Thylacoleo? All real interesting stuff. Okay, that's it from me. I'll get back to you all next time. Bye.